Now the Nepal Gen Zs just cleaned up their country after kufagia all the dirty politicians. Remember, the Nepalese youth were demonstrating for the same reasons the Kenyan Gen Zs were demonstrating over during the 2024 Gen Z protests. You know, things like corruption, opulence of politicians, using taxpayer money, killing of peaceful protesters, poor economic situations in the country, and many more. Now we have seen videos online of what the Nepalese youth did to their politicians, the ones who have been stealing from them, corrupt, killing them, and doing all these bad things in their country. The Kenyan Gen Zs have come out saying, if people like Sudi don't change.
Wewe unasunguka ukisema one term. Unaita watu wengine one term. Unasema Kasongo one term. William RUTO one term. Na wewe pia umechaguliwa na wananchi. Au hujajiuliza mimi pia je, nimefanya kazi ama mimi ndio one term? Wewe sunguka ukisema Kasongo one term, sijui nani one term. My friend, wewe ndio utakuwa one term. Wale wananchi walichagua Kasongo, wale wananchi walikuchagua wewe, ndio wataamua ni nani amefanya kazi. Wewe sunguka tu na kusema Kasongo, William RUTO, na wewe mwenyewe unaenda hivi. Ulienda ukaambia wananchi mchague William RUTO, atatuletea maendeleo. Sasa unarudi unaambia hawa tumfuguze, tutafute mwingine mwenye amjui atafika lini. William RUTO anaendelea kufanya kazi yake, anaendelea kujenga soko, anaendelea kujenga barabara, anajenga kujenga housing, anaendelea kufanya maneno ya schools na maneno mingi. Wewe unasunga tu hapo one time, Kasongo one time. Wewe ndio utakuwa one time. Mujipange, mwache upuzi.
And stop dishing out taxpayers' money in barazas.
Hapo muone kwa mikono juu. Amkae tayari tusindikize haya. Mwenyewe mwenye inji. Kenya 1. Moja. 200. 400. 600. 800. 900. Milioni moja. Milioni moja na 100 na 200 na 300 na 400 na 500 na 600 na 800 na 900 milioni mbili. Haya. Bado muko? Hai. Hello. Okay, Meja Koske ametoa shilingi 5,000. Asante sana. Haya, umite? Bado muko? Sasa imefika kilele. Ama namna gani? Haya, ya mkarabati na.
They have said the Nepalese way is the only way to get even. Here are some of the footages.
Mtu aambie Sudi notes ni za Nepal. Notes ni za Nepal, kila mtu atafute bahari ataogelea. Kila mtu hapa kuna Nairobi River, kuna Mbagathi River, kuna ingine iko hapa Karen. Watu watafute swimming pool yao. Notes ni za Nepal. Jifunze vile unaongea ndugu yangu, ama tutaenda kinepal.
Yo, hii mnacheki hizo video za Nepal. Sijui kama unaona hizo video za Nepal manze. Finance minister anatolewa kwa mto mse. Ala mabare cheki. Kitu kama hiki kajafanyika Kenya. Mimi na kama niachie tu Oscar Sudi mse. Huyo tu mse niachie tu Oscar Sudi. Ni mimi na yeye. Unaweza kuchagulia nani unakaa uachiwe. Unacheki? Siku rahisi. Yani jenzi wa Kenya ndio walianza protest, lakini majenzi wa nchi zingine ndio wanamaliza visanga. Umecheki? Mimi bora tu niachie tu Sudi mtu wangu ni hapa kwa hapa usitake jua.
As these frictions started, we also then saw the resignation of the Prime Minister, where he said, okay, I can't, I'm not going to do this anymore. But it didn't end there. And the people said, no, we are going to take matters into our own hands. The former Prime Minister ran out was run out of town, literally. Was carried in the streets, was disrobed, and was found in a body of water somewhere adjacent to the city.
The Nairobi River.
The Nairobi River for Nepal. And media houses were burnt down. Parliament was burnt down. Everything came to a standstill, and we saw the resignation of a prime minister. And when the people of Nepal said, absolutely not. Before we even get into what the political intrigues could be and how you want to land this message, what would be your outlook on this particular situation in terms of where the people now were practicing their sovereignty, essentially? Prof, now this is great because now we have two professors in the house. So when we say prof,
I mean, prof,
prof the lady.
Thank you. No, I mean what has happened in Nepal is very, of course, it just shows the limits of what I would say moral decay in terms of democratic decay, if we are to call it that, and corruption. Because I think even if you check on social media, the people in Nepal are insisting the social media was just a trigger. You know, the ban of social media and the ban of this social media was just a trigger. We have so many serious issues, underlying issues, and one of them, of course, being corruption, elite impunity, which I think we will start also looking at the similarities between Kenya and Nepal. Elite impunity, and you saw are they called the Nepo kids? These young, the children of the elites. Living very lavish lives, and I'm so glad people put those videos together comparing these children of the elite versus the ordinary Nepalese children. And it's not like youth and how they are suffering. And of course that through social media really triggered what we saw. And we will see very many similarities also with Kenya. So going back to that question of sovereignty, I think one of the things elites don't understand, sovereignty belongs to the people, especially in a democracy. And if you even know the meaning of democracy, if you go back to Greece, where they started these ideas of Western democracy, demos means mob, and krasi means, rule, democracy, mob rule, that's what it means. And mob rule was based on the people's rule. And so the people took back their sovereignty. And that's one thing I think many elites don't understand. Once they get in those tools of governance, they assume that now we have the sovereignty, or now that we have the authority, we have this question of legitimacy. And that's a contract, that we have to keep negotiating. So once the state or the people who are running the government do the right thing, then that relationship is maintained, and that sovereignty. But the minute, I think, like what happened in Nepal, they do the wrong thing and really subverting the will of the people, then, and remember in the democracy, in a constitutional democracy, as Nepal, Kenya, the will of the people, the power belongs to the people, and the people can take it back, and that take back their sovereignty. So.
Professor Kagwanja?
I think if you look at many constitutions in the world today, the ones that have claims to democratic space, they all start with the people, whether it's the American Constitution, the Kenyan Constitution, and so on. By so doing, they are recognizing the sovereignty of the people. But it is very important how that sovereignty is exercised, because you can exercise it in a manner that it benefits the people themselves through what you can call delegation. So it is the principle of delegation that is the key of how the will of the people and the sovereignty of the people is done. The moment the people themselves take to the streets and begin to exercise their sovereignty directly without any regulation, two things happen. One, you can say we are in a revolutionary setting or situation where people are now reshaping the order of things, or we are in total chaos and anarchy. That is where now we begin to ask, how does it end? So the American Revolution ended up in a bunch of group in Pennsylvania sitting down and crafting a constitution that is going to govern them thereafter. In France, it ended up in chaos, total chaos, until they had to bring in a military man, Napoleon, to restore order, who was more dictatorial than the monarch they had overthrown, and who did not only beat the map, but actually beat the neighbors. The Napoleonic Wars, if you remember. So the sovereignty of the people is a double-edged sword that can cut both ways.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you on the next one.